Okay, first up this week is going to be Downtime and Death Apocalypse Gates, Author's Cuts, book number 5, uh, written by Daniel Scheenhofen. It is 528 pages, $4.99. It is available on Kindle Unlimited, and here is the author's description. After visiting Nevada, California, and 2 Apocalypse Gates, Alvin was tired. With Gothy and now Kuro beside him, they faced necromancers and undead army and saved a queen from assassination. Alvin could only wonder what was going to be thrown at them next. First, however, a vacation was in order. Returning to Green River, seeing the first settlement he helped build, and revisiting old friends was cathartic. Alvin knew that he would not be able to stay long, as something was bound to happen to push them back on the road again. Alvin had to decide where they would go next and had narrowed it down to 2 choices: south into Texas, or head north and east into Colorado and maybe the Great Lakes. Either choice would mean meeting new friends, new enemies, or both. And the author does warn, the book contains adult situations in all their horror and glory, including sex, abuse, drug use, murder. It also contains graphic sex scenes, portrays elements of BDSM and harem. You've been warned. So there you go. Then that's all absolutely true, folks. This is an adult book. So there you go. Full disclosure, I received an copy for review. I purchased a copy when it became available. This is a good entry in this series. I actually really enjoyed the slightly slower first half of this novel, which is talked about in the novel description a little bit. The vacation section, where he revisits that first community he set up. I like the base building. I really enjoy the community building a lot. There were different kind of conflicts there. There was a little bit of action in the first half, but I like the other kinds of conflicts. And I really just enjoy catching up with characters that I'd kind of invested in, but I hadn't seen in a while, and seeing some of the new stuff that they had done. So it was really nice. I actually, in particular, like the use of the training room. It was a nice way to have speculative action without murdering people permanently. I thought it was a nice little way to handle that. I wish I was like, wait, I've used their training room before. Why didn't I think of that? That's great. So if you see that in future novels, it's just an homage. There you go. I was inspired by Daniel. The second half of the novel is much higher on the action side. Good stuff. I won't spoil what happens exactly, but it did remind me of book 3 a little bit in what occurs. So I was like, oh, this is okay. We're expanding. I think I know the direction this is kind of go a little bit. There is graphic sex in this novel. It is a part of the series. If you're surprised by that, by book, what is it, 5 now? I'm not sure why. There is graphics. I skip her personally. I'm just like, oh, look, sex is coming. Flip. Okay, back to the action stuff or back to the RPG stuff. And I'm perfectly okay. But if you can't do that, don't read this. But for me, some people really like it, actually, I should say. I'm not one of the people who enjoys the graphic sex stuff personally, but it's, like I said, totally skippable. It doesn't change the story itself by skipping it. So that's why I continue with the series, because I like the other stuff a lot. So it's a good story, good for fans in the series. Kind of like I said, I really like the chill first half of the story, I think, the most, just because I got back to some of this RPG stuff that I missed a little bit, the base building stuff, the community building stuff. That's all stuff I hadn't realized that I had missed so much. So there it is. For me, it gets a score 7.7 out of 10. That's Downtime and Death, Apocalypse Gates, Author's Cuts, book number 5, with a score of, again, 7.7 out of 10.